Hey YouTubers, Electric Adventures here with another response video, this time to Rob MaximumRDs tag about what was your first home computer. Now, I coveted many of the home computers around the era when I got into my computers, and it was down to a few choices. I used to hang around in the Tandy store, so of course the TRS-80s, but they were just too expensive to buy. The TRS-80 Colour hadn't come out yet, and that was also quite expensive when it first came out anyway. Other choices were the Australian MicroB, because one thing I really wanted to get was one that I could build myself, and the MicroB originally came out as a kit, but once again, too expensive. So I had to wait a little while and use other people's, and then one of my friends had a Texas Instruments TI-99/4 computer. Hopefully the picture will appear up there, sorry, wrong way. He wanted to upgrade to the new model, which was the TI-99/4A, which is this one here. With a bit of haggling and an agreement that did include that I was going to get the extended basic cartridge, which funnily enough never got supplied to me. But anyway, I ended up with a TI-99/4 computer, which uses as its main processor the graphics, the TI graphics processor that was later used in Coleco, the Sega SC-1000, the MSX computers, and then several evolutions of that. Newer versions of that were used in the MSX2s, the Sega Master System, and actually quite a few other computers, but all based with a Z80 processor as the main processor, whereas the Texas Instruments actually used the TI processor as its main processor. It also meant that its basic was extremely slow, so it's a very slow interpreted basic, so you had to be very clever in how you got it to do things. One of the very first things I wrote was a little simulation that basically had a Saturn V rocket that blasted up the screen and then came onto the next screen, and one stage fell off, and then came onto another screen and another stage fell off, and it got all the way, and then it got to the moon landing and things. So it wasn't a game you can control, it was a simulation. And myself and my friend, the guy that owned the Atari Woody, always get around the wrong way, right there, and I programmed this together. We actually had to do it twice because it was a really hot night, and the computer crashed just when we'd almost finished, and we hadn't saved it to tape yet, so we had to do it again. But I think we did it better the second time. But that was great fun. And yeah, so basically I bought that second hand. I sold every single toy imaginable that I had to get it, and my father went in halves. We did get TI Invaders, we didn't get the extended basic. The important thing about the extended basic was it allows you to control the hardware sprites by just specifying a velocity, position and velocity, so you could actually write, as an example, an asteroids game really well, because you could just set everything in motion and then only act on a response. It still wasn't very fast. I mean, the motion of the sprites was smooth, but that would have been very interesting had I got that. So I did actually get frustrated with that, and then I saw the ad for the Spectravideo 318. And when I saw this machine, I thought, this is perfect. It's cheaper than the other ones, and I was looking at the VIC-20 as an alternate there, and then the MicroB Colour version at the same time. The MicroB Colour would have been the most expensive one, but the Spectravideo, associated with helping the guy who ran the store actually understand what the machine is and whether it was any good, and with the offer of, will you help me sell these, he sold me one at a discount, and I actually bought the very first one that was sold in the state of Tasmania. I can only show you, as I've hopefully shown you a picture by now, and here is the second model, because I sold my original 318 to upgrade to this very 328 here when it came out, and this is actually the Mark II 328, so I didn't do it straight away. Actually, I had the 318 for quite some time, and it was only when the second iteration of the 328 came out that I got a 328, and the expansion bus, which is just in picture on, I've got it right this time, right, I can't do it, there it is, not very good, or all the way over there, and that expansion bus, I got that at the same time as I got the 328, because by then I was serious into the programming and publishing. And then after that, they followed the stages of the so the Coleco would have come out around that time, because I actually had the Coleco adapter for this as well. I had a Coleco first, but then when the Coleco came out, I sold my Coleco, kept my games, and then the Coleco adapter, I don't know what's happened to it, and the games, I don't know what happened to it. And you see my recent videos, I found the instructions for all the games, but no games. But anyway, that's a bit of a long drawn out thing for you to find out that my very first computer, or confirmed, was the TI-99-4. Great little entry-level machine that I fondly remember, and drove me down the path of computers that are based on that TI processor, which is the 9918 processor too. I didn't actually say that earlier. Alright, thanks for the great tag, Rob, and maybe you want to do a response. Make sure you check out Rob's original video, and I'll put a link below. Catch you later.